Hello, welcome back to Nails by Sora. This is day 8 of 28 days of holiday nails, and today we are tackling poinsettias. I have this whole calendar of what I'm doing on each day, all planned out, highlighted with specific colors as to whether it has to do with Christmas or Hanukkah, or if it's just generic winter theme. If I'm recording or editing or uploading, everything is organized and color coded and ready to go, and then it gets to the day that I'm supposed to be doing whatever I'm doing and I change my mind, which I'm sure a lot of you out there can commiserate with me and identify with me that things very rarely go the way you plan them to. But I had the idea, since I was doing the 3D roses a couple of videos ago, that I wanted to try to make a centerpiece of a poinsettia plant, but in 3D. Now, the way the roses are made is it's built out from the center, but as you're building up the layers, you're kind of going in reverse. So the inside of the rose is the lowest level because you're doing the color and then gel on top of it, and then more color and then more gel on top of it, so that when you're filing away, you're not removing any color because it's buried underneath layers of gel. The poinsettia grows outward. Instead of being a closed flower, it's an open plant. So to tackle it a little bit differently, I wanted to obviously build it out, but then I needed to drill back into the center of it without removing color, so that I could have the top flowers growing out from the center of the plant, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But if you look up a poinsettia plant, you'll see that there are little baby flowers that grow out from the center of the plant, and I wanted to really accent those. Whether or not I accomplished it in the end, I'm not sure, but I really do. It's not my favorite design that I've ever done, but I was able to build it up enough to really enjoy the way it looks, and it has this really kind of watercolor painterly design to it, because the red bled a little bit when I was putting some build gel over it. I think it was over the first layer. It probably could have cured for an additional 30 seconds, and I wasn't really paying attention, so the color bled a little bit. But it's pretty straightforward. It's basically, like I said, you're just doing petals and then putting, or leaves as the case may be with the poinsettia, since it's a plant. You're painting some leaves and then you're putting gel on top to encapsulate it. And you want to build up the gel enough so that it creates a drop shadow effect, so that when you put another color on top of the now clear gel, you get that depth of field between the petals that are separated by layers of clear gel. So I started doing the leaves of the poinsettia plant, and then I realized that I needed to have the green leaves behind it. So I added more color onto the palette, using all Madame Glam colors as usual. And the only color that I'll be using that's not Madame Glam is my Beatles White, which I've said in other videos I don't have a true opaque white by Madame Glam, but I hope to be getting some. I do have pudding gels. I don't have bottle gels, but so I went in, I cured this layer, then I went back in, I added some leaves, as I'm doing right now, and then you'll see I'll slowly start building up the layers of clear gel, centering the bulk of the gel around the center of the petals, and then trying to taper it off towards the free edge and the cuticle around the, the border of the nail, so that it domes up in the center. So I'm going to let you watch that, and I am going to cut back in once I start drilling down to create the center of the plant, and then again towards the end because I added some additional embellishments last minute that I thought really made the nail stand out as a whole. So enjoy the holiday music. I'm probably going to switch some of it out in the next couple of videos. Um, I think it'll start to get a little monotonous if it's the same music for all. Um, I just noticed I named my video wrong. It's 25 days of holiday nails, not 28 days of holiday nails. But I digress. I'm going to swap out the music probably in the next video or so, so have a little different feel to the upcoming videos, and I will catch you up in a little bit. So I've gone in and I've cleansed the tacky coat from the top of the nail with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. And I'm going to be using my Bell E-file. And if you look, you can see my reflection in it. And I'm using a conical shaped carbide bit just to even out the surface of the nail, since there is quite a bit of excess gel. I want to smooth out the surface. I believe I have it up to 20,000 RPM, and I'm just going slowly and gently back and forth over the top of the nail and then around the edge to make sure that it's smooth all the way around, that there's no divots or any bumps anywhere, so that it's as smooth and even as possible. And then I'm going to take the tip of the drill and carve out the center of the poinsettia. And that's so I can paint in some leaves coming up out of the middle of the plant. And then I'm going to embed and encapsulate an orange rhinestone. It's a selection of gems that I got off of Amazon. I will link them down below in the description box. And while I'm at it, I'm going to ask you to please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when new videos are available. As I said earlier, I'm doing 25 days, not 28, 25 days of holiday nails up through the 25th day of this month. And it's going to be a variety of Christmas themed, Hanukkah themed, and general winter themed manicures. Some will be full sets, some will be just 3 or 4 nails to work out a holiday theme that I have. But that's basically what it's going to be, and I hope you join me for all of it. So I'm just carefully going through the layers and brushing off the dust, and then I'm going to cleanse the nail again before I go in and start painting out the leaves from the center. I'm not using gem glue for the rhinestone. I don't think it's necessary in this case, since I do end up fully encapsulating it. Generally speaking, you don't want to encapsulate your gems because it softens the facets and makes them look a little more cloudy. But in this case, I was more just trying to make it look like the center bulbs of the plant. I wasn't really concerned with having it look like a gem per se. And now I'm just going in with a hand file. I'm using the 180 grit, which is the softer side of my Vivid Nails file. And I'm going to use my long liner and go in and add in some of those extra leaves. So these two accent nails that I'm doing now are pretty straightforward. I really didn't have any plan or any idea what I wanted to do aside from the poinsettia. I thought maybe I would do smaller versions of it, but I wasn't really feeling it, so I decided to just do, I don't even know what to call it. I used, what color is it? Burlesque, which is a deep red with a hollow glitter. And I did 2 coats on each nail, and then I went in and I did half moon accents with the white gel paint by Madame Glam, just to carve out a, what would you call it? What would you call it? I guess a contrasting pattern that would stand out not only from the accent nail, but just give some sort of a background, because I wanted to do some vines, which I thought at first that I would do in Sunset in Florida, which is also a deep bluish red, but I didn't think it would stand out because it was going to snake from the white areas through Burlesque and back into white, and I didn't think it would stand out all that well once it crossed back over Burlesque. So I ended up using gold, and then while I was using the gold, I thought it would be nice to frame out the poinsettia on the middle accent nail. And while I was at it, I added in just some, I guess, partial outlines of some of the leaves just to make them stand out a little bit better, because I felt despite them being somewhat 3D, they got a little lost. So that's basically the game plan for the rest of the video. I am going to slink back into my corner and put the music on, and I will wrap it up at the end. And that's going to wrap it up for day 8 of 25 days of holiday nails. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for stopping by. As always, there will be another video tomorrow for day 9. It's going to be holiday lights, and I am going to endeavor to actually use some of the products that I got in the Advent box by Madam Glam. Even though it's not Advent yet, I didn't specifically get it for Advent. I got it because I wanted the products. So I'm going to try to use those. And give me a like and a subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified when new videos are available. And I will see you tomorrow.